I'm back with Raphael, the CEO of NoLimitCoin. How you doing today, sir?
Good, thank you very much. Everything's moving along. You can see I got a couple of banners behind me.
Looking nice.
We were at a trade show about a year ago at G2E in Vegas. I'd been at that trade show for that automated poker table. I go a lot, so we said, let's see, let's see who walks up to us and we can talk about crypto and Bitcoin and all of that. So there was a lot of interesting people. We met the people from Breakout Coin. They sit on a good amount of coins, so they're our partners. So yeah, I got a couple of these banners. So I said I'm gonna put them up. I was looking at the video and it looked a little a little barren back there.
No, that's good.
But,
that's good.
So I wanted to talk about a few things. And now I see a small screen. So is this how this is being recorded, or?
Yeah, it's going to be how it's recorded, just like it always has on the, yeah.
Perfect. All right. I wanted to talk, okay, so announcements. We've already posted coinexchange.io, also listed NLC2. So now we're up to 6. Yeah, a few of those are kind of small exchanges, and the volume's just, it's not there. It's hard to be the guy that pulls the volume. Coinexchange.io, it looks like it's a nice interface. A couple of the other ones were slow. I don't know what servers those were hosted on, but this one's fast. They got the logo on there, nice interface. They have a lot of coins, and yes, their volume's low, but maybe there's possibilities. Hey, if somebody wants to be the market maker over at CoinExchange.io and get the spread closer together, that's always a good thing, and then the arbitrage opportunities might pop up. Then we could be the top volume coin of that whole exchange. But anyway, so that's a good development. And I want to show you my screen. One second, please. Okay, start. Can you see that, Dan?
Yep, coming in clear.
So that's I've got some partners that we've been doing trading for a long time, way before the rise of NLC, which has really caught us all. That's all we do right now. But, this is something we've been working on for a while. We have our software team, and we're part of this, but in a, partial way. But my only condition to do this was if they would list NoLimitCoin, and you can see that that's what happened. So we're right next to Ethereum, Ripple, NoLimitCoin, nice. Litecoin. And the reason Bitcoin isn't there is because they don't want to compete against, against local Bitcoin, because they're basically, it's a group in China. You can see Alipay there, and they do a lot of Bitcoin. So I just said, hey, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to help you, I have to have NoLimitCoin in there. They said, no problem. And you can see that they're putting a 20% premium. Actually, it's 10% right now, but I think they're going to do 20. So they're going to go to the market, buy it, and sell it at a 20% markup, I guess. That's kind of their idea, because we obviously don't have any coin for them. So I just wanted to, indicate that, sort of another platform that NoLimitCoin is going to have exposure on.
That's cool.
And the other, so, obviously on days like today when other crypto is going down and it's kind of a general across the board thing, what I like to wake up to is say, well, we have something to hold on to, which is a real world application or use for the coin. If you're only a speculation coin and you're not moving through any platform or powering an important business, then it's all speculative. But in our case, we really, that doesn't affect us that much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the coin is going to be used within the game. The game's ramping up. We're getting all the things ready.
Mm-hmm.
The flow of NLC in, the flow of NLC out, the flow of Bitcoin in, and all of the processes, security. Mm-hmm. And it's really all coming together in terms of a world-class platform. We're at very expensive servers now. So that's something that gives me a good feeling when you're looking at markets like today and you're thinking, man, but it's just an adjustment. I used to trade on technical factors, and it's incredible how the crypto market trades technical factors like down to a T. So if anybody wants to, trade out, if you really just focus on technical factors, the Fibonacci numbers, it's not that complicated, man. It's incredible how closely the movements of Bitcoin follow that, because well, that's another discussion. Mm-hmm. All right, so the other important I think theme that kind of came up against this week was that, I'm going to share my screen again. Mm-hmm. We remember DraftKings and FanDuel, their CEOs issued statements. They're right here. Mm-hmm. And it's the expected statements. I mean, last week we announced here, the second. I mean, we actually announced before there was an announcement, because we knew from the FTC that that this merger was not going to go through. But now, a couple of weeks later, FanDuel and then and DraftKings, they basically talk about this. And what's interesting, a couple of things I got out of this that are kind of interesting. Somewhere in here, it says that they've got $100 million in funding. So there's still an appetite out there for this kind of property. Look, they're talking about 8 million customer base of 8 million. So there's our target right there. Our revenue is growing over 30% per year. I thought with all the regulation and all the stuff, and they ruined the whole thing for all of us, because they went. I mean, if you guys remember, like 2 years ago, when they were out they were out doing advertisement. I mean, it seemed like the whole world was just fantasy football, and what happened was the states said, "Oh my God, these people are making so much money." So everybody starts to regulate it now. Well, not everybody, about half, and they want a lot of money. But luckily, half of the states, including California, are still not with regulation. So you can see here that DraftKings is talking about an 8 million customer base. They're talking about year-to-year growth, and that's something important. They also talk about having raised. DraftKings closed a $100 million round in March. So, even with all of the roadblocks that got thrown up into our industry, the two big players have still been able to get out there and get through. Even if this merger didn't go through, I mean, we wish everybody well, and we want, a vibrant industry, and it's great what they do in certain ways. They've been working together to get all the regulations set in the state. So we can see that there's money flowing in, and we're the third horse here. We're the horse that's coming up. We've got the crypto aspect, and now we're going to discuss what that all means in terms of competitiveness. So while I've got screen sharing, I'll just jump on my points. And the most important really thing that we've been talking about, I don't want to say more important than the coin, but the coin is the vehicle, but this is or actually the coin is the monetary instrument. This is the vehicle. Mm-hmm. So we can see here that we arrive at our website, and here we can see that we're talking, you know, we're not going to do so we're taking away Bitcoin. That's going to be gone, and this 100 is going to turn to 50 or maybe even 25. We'll see. So we log in here, and we can see how the whole idea here was to place you in a luxury box. You know, we've all been to stadiums, and what do we wish for? We'd love to have one of these boxes that we could just, you know, go in. I've been to them, and once you've been in one of these, there's nothing like it. So I said, okay, well, let's everybody have our own luxury box. So there it is. You can see up here you've got Bitcoin, live spot price, Ethereum, and of course NLC. And you can see here that these players are actually from my built teams. This is the soccer interface. Let's go to the football one, which already played, you know, last year's information. So we go to the football, and you know so now you can see that, you know, here you can see the field with soccer. I go to football, boom, there's the football field. Okay. We got the logos, so at least we little things like that. All right, so you can see how easy it is to build your teams. You've got a clipboard. I remember, you know, coaching my kids in basketball, so I said clipboard's perfect. Okay. So you can see how you have a interface here where you add your players, you can cut your players. There's Tom Brady, there's Blount, Beckham Jr., Mason Crosby, Giants of defense. So this is your interface. You can pick your quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. There's your salary. You can sort by salary, or you can sort by projected points. Here's your fantasy projection. So you try to get high projected points and low salary. So the interface is very straightforward. I believe a lot of people have commented that it's easy. The contest you can see here, you know, little did we know that, you know, look at that, 1 million. We were running 1 million weekly contests, and these were like free rolls or something. I mean, $50,000 or $30,000 free rolls a week. Little that we know back then, of course, right? So you can see how, you know, there was 178 out of 200 teams here, but as we progressed, you know, or is this backwards? So we always had, you know, we had the free games here, and you can see how everything was always completely sold out. And you can see, for example, okay, there's the mega, and then you can see the payouts. I mean, look at that. First place, 200,000 NLC, which it's 7,000 or something. You know, a lot of money. Little, of course, did we know it was going to be that. And of course, you see Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's going away in the next few days. Only NLC will be used in this platform, which is a very positive thing also. And I got to take this advertisement down. That's from our investor in Mexico. It's very nice, but he's not paying me. So if you want that spot, I'll take 10 grand, sir, and you can stay there. So you listening? All right. Sounds good. So you're coming down. All right. I'll take Bitcoin too, no problem. All right, so you know you got your account, the usual, very simple. You're gonna be able to send in. You're gonna be able to send in NLC. You're gonna be able to withdraw NLC, no problem, without any single cost. All right, so that was the platform. Now let's talk about the most important thing of all. You know where is this, you know, how are we going to draw everybody? How are we going to penetrate this, you know, the machine that DraftKings and FanDuel essentially even separate? It's actually going to be more brutal right now because they're separate, they're going to have to start, you know, kind of shooting again and doing massive advertisement and all of that, which, you know, they've been doing it anyway. But we we have a completely different approach, and here it goes. All right, so essentially, as I've talked about how by having NLC, now be at the levels, or even if it wasn't where it is, I mean, wherever it was, but the fact that it's already moving up and there's a lot of attention drawing to it, and it's able to draw more attention, this is really changes our outlook in terms of long term and what we want to do and how we want to extract value. Do we want to make the profit from the game, or can we kind of combine it with holding long-term coin and try to realize gains that way, which is really the path we're going to take. So with that in mind, we're essentially going to kind of just throw everything back into the fire, so to speak. And what I mean is the following, okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Everybody, so essentially it's also a challenge to our competitors, DraftKings and FanDuel. Essentially, after I'm done with this, you're going to basically see how we essentially try to lower the fees, because now that we're dealing in crypto and not in the world of, we're going to have two platforms, the dollar platform that will deal with Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and then the crypto platform. Mm-hmm. On the dollar one, it's going to be hard for us to drop, but on the crypto, this is what's going to happen. So you're going to get a 10% rebate on all the fees that you pay when you join a fantasy contest. So at the end of the month, you're going to see a deposit into your account that's going to say 10% of all your fees, boom,
okay,
into
awesome.
your account.
Awesome.
So if you completely go broke, you've got that little.
There's a nice rakeback system then. That's nice.
Yeah, that's what my friend told me. He says, "Look, you're gonna be broke at the end of the month." I'm like, "Look, I hope not." He's like, "No, that's how it is with us gamblers." I'm like, "No, you maybe." So he's like, "Yeah, I love those rebates at the end of the month." Then I said, "Yeah, it's a chip in a chair, right?" Yeah, exactly. Poker talk. So, all right, number 2. Mm-hmm. Whatever you send in NLC. Say you send in 1,000 NLC, you're going to get 25% added on.
Awesome. Wow. That's fucking huge.
The catch is you have to play 100%. Because mm-hmm. if not, in 2.5 nanoseconds, 99% of the people are going to run out with their 25%. I already know how it is. Uh-huh. Everybody always, likes to. So that's what you're essentially. Wow,
that's huge. Yeah, that's huge.
It's no, I'm not done.
Wow.
So you got to play the whole thing. If you send in 1,000, we're gonna put 250 on. If you send in 10,000, if you send in, the numbers. If you send in 10,000, we're gonna put in 2,500 additional, and if you purchase, because you're going to be able to purchase, and those purchases are going to hit the exchanges. We're already working on the merchant system. It's very efficient. It's very nice. And it'll actually do a purchase into the exchange. Every time you purchase something to the exchange, again, boom, you get 25% added. So either you send it in, 25%, you buy 25%. Okay, so that's step 1. So you're already up 25%. Now, these games are going to be very easy to at least get your money back. And we're going to design some crazy games that at the end, you're going to get 100% of the people might get a percentage back. I just want to show what could be done with what we're doing. I want to put pressure on our competitors. I want to show the market that this is going to be a whole different equation, mm-hmm. Completely different. All right, I'm not done. Must play all coin, okay? I'm on video saying that. Okay. We're going to drop our rates from 10% to 5%, mm-hmm. DraftKings and FanDuel. I challenge you to do that.
Wow, 5%.
5. So the money's going to, and there's no fees to deposit. There's no fees to withdraw. 0. Now, from that 5%, and this is just the initial season, we do want to go back to the 10% model. We might implement it in a few of of a few of the contests. And here's another thing, another announcement on the mega head-to-head. I don't know if you've seen, Dan. There's a lot of head-to-head.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. Yeah. Yep.
So on the mega head-to-head of NLC, let's say, 50,000 and above,
mm-hmm.
we're gonna drop our rate to 2.5.
Okay. Wow.
%.
You can't compete with that.
The players. We want those big players, and they can come here and play for not for a 10% rate,
mm-hmm.
for a 2.5% rate, and so anyway, now on top of all of this, we're going to have a referral fee where your first level referrals, you get 25% of what we made. So we're cutting it down to nothing, but it's still going to be something, and it's going to be NLC, and we don't know what's going to happen,
mm-hmm.
in a few years. NLC, a few NLC could be whatever. So you get all you want. I used to poo-poo 10,000 NLC because it's like, yeah, we give them away when you sign up, and now I'm like, 10,000. All right, so 25% on your first level, 10% on your second level,
okay.
And that's where we're going to end it. We don't want, this whole thing about multi-level and all that. But the way, our strategy is going to be, a grassroots kind of strategy where you're going to see DraftKings and FanDuel with ads on TV and during the games. And we're going to try for a few of those, in certain markets. But our real strength has to be, mediums like these and groups of passionate people that are just totally focused on saying, I'm going to get this coin one way or another. I'm going to go buy it. I'm going to mine it with my wallet, and I'm going to go play this game. The people that played this game, I don't know, I find a lot of people, sold so early. It's a little disappointing, but I guess it's a natural thing. But I have to imagine that there's people that held on to a lot of coin, and now we're sitting, on $30,000, $50,000 or 30 or 20. It must, so I'm happy about that,
mm-hmm.
and it could multiply in the same way as you go forward. We all know that. So again, we want to build a situation where every player is essentially, one soldier in our army.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are they going to play for NLC through the game and make the game more valuable, but they're going to bring other people
mm-hmm.
through the referral, and even those people can bring on other people, and then people can make 2 levels worth of percentage. And so that's, I know it's a lot to digest. I'm going to put everything down,
mm-hmm.
but essentially what it means is you're going to get paid for everything.
Yes.
For sending in NLC, for you're going to get rebates for playing. Then you're going to get reduced fees. Then on top of that, you're going to make money from your referral. So, at the end of the day, it's just going to be more NLC, and that's what we all want. We want to just everybody have whatever we want to have in terms of NLC. In terms of exchanges, we're working with Polo and Bittrex in terms of trying to get them to list us. So all the help from other people by either tweeting or filling out that new coin form with Polo,
mm-hmm.
that's very helpful. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. I guess what makes me feel good about being involved with a coin that has a real world platform outside of the crypto world, where there's a tremendous amount of use, which is the fantasy sports playing base. So
mm-hmm.
that's going to be our challenge. We're definitely going to do digital advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
But, is it going to be millions of dollars like what we would need to be able to be on the level with FanDuel or DraftKings? No.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more effective if we can do what we're doing right now in terms of community, expanding our base, NLC participants also being also part of that effort to get people signed up, and if at the end of the month or at the end of the year it's turning into a lot of NLC, hey, so yes, a lot of people might not be fans of soccer, but it's really easy to become a fan of anything. We're going to make some money. So, and certainly NFL, of course, we're all waiting for that.
Yeah.
So that's coming. If you really, sharpen your, do a little homework, and I mean those prize pools are going to be huge. We're going to add on NLC on top of those prize pools, and everything I've already described. So that's really where we're going with this. And if you do the math, I've said this a lot of times, if you do the math, even if we get a small percentage of the market, the amount of value that needs to be stored on NoLimitCoin, if you do the math, it comes out to a kind of an incredible number in terms of what it has to trade for. So, whatever it trades for now, I mean, whatever it is, it's good. But as we move forward into the real demand and purchases and people, hitting buy, and then the exchange is starting to feel that, then it's all speculative and it kind of goes with the market and all that, or whatever news. But, everything's pretty strong. Platforms are getting cleaned up. All the security certificates, redundancies, backups, all of those things that firewalls, they've been getting cleaned up. So I'm very confident. The seasons are coming up, and I feel confident in your group, and now there seems to be other groups that also are following NLC. I'm confident that we're going to be able to parlay this into gains into the fantasy player market, because now it's critical mass. Now it's not like 5 or 10 friends of mine trying to get their friends on, and now it's serious base that you have, and that's growing. And once we get the advertisement out, and then in that advertisement, it's all about NLC. The response is going to be very, very strong. So we're ready for that. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I'll just make a last statement basically on what you're saying. Basically, we have soccer coming up, and then NFL. As these sports get added, there's going to be more demand. So it's just going to stretch the coin more and more as there's more sports added, as there's more features added. And basically, with the affiliate program, you're saying the 2 level, that's going to be huge, because that's going to promote, that's obviously going to be very enticing for soccer, NFL especially. I just can't see how it's not going to spread like wildfire.
I'm going all in, we play poker. I like poker. I love to say all in. My friends would always be like, why'd you go all in with that? I don't know. Hey, I'm up against, it's still up against those, huge companies. We have to throw everything we've got at this, and we're doing it. So we're returning everything right back to the community. Here's more NLC, here. But this deal is just like, fuel for the fire. But don't expect this deal year 2. Next year, all of that goes away. We're here to make money, 10% on the rate, no free nothings. But we'll already have, hopefully 1 million subscribers or 2 million.
I mean, heck, 2.5 on heads up is all the difference. The rake is killing the heads up game. So having that lower rake is going to absolutely. I mean, they're going to be forced to, because there's a thing about it. With heads up, you don't need a large market. You just need one other player, and you don't care because you're like, hey, it's 2.5. That's absolutely massive. If you're talking about hundreds of games, it's massive, absolutely massive.
That's the hidden. That's where the money is for them.
Yeah.
That's where they make the money. They've got these huge players that go up sometimes for $10,000. And then they're charging 5% and 7% and 9% on $20,000, where it's just a click and a click, and that's $2,000 rake on you know.
Yeah. So we can advertise that point home. We can hammer that home, definitely. You know everyone needs to know about that 2.5.
Yeah, no. I want those big. I want the guys that you know that like to go and bet 10 or I don't know how many, and then just $10,000, and they'll be like, what do I need to do here? Okay, go buy $10,000 to the exchange. All right, boom. Market's gonna be like, what the hell's going on here, right? The guy. So, and then another guy needs to buy $10,000, and it's gonna be kind of a mess. And yeah, the coin's gonna have to like stretch like the. Because I mean, two guys want to go, 10,000 heads up, and there's gonna be how many of those? A lot. I've studied those games. There's a ton of people that play huge heads up.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? If they get bigger, we'll drop it down even more. I mean, we have a certain cost, and after that, there's no cost. We want to pass that along, and I want the guys that want to bet $50,000. Why not?
Oh yeah, that's where they'll come. They have no choice.
Yeah.
That's just too much. Yep.
And they have to go buy $50,000 in NLC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fucking awesome updates for sure. Can't wait to get this out there.
Yeah.
Any final notes before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, we've been through everything, new exchange. We gotta, get Polo and Bittrex moving. I'm happy that even on down days where everything looks a little wobbly. I mean, wobbly, quote unquote. It's still $80 billion market cap for the cryptos. But when you think, you know what, our coin is associated with a real world app that has nothing to do with just the crypto, the whims. And for you traders out there, look at how technical everything moves in the crypto world. It's actually not that hard to try to pick off the turning points, but that's another story. I don't do that anymore. This is way better. I could still, the ridiculous thing is I could still predict 90% of the times with all those tools, and yet I couldn't make money because the other 10%, your losses always outweighed. So it's a very, tough life to be in, where you're just hoping it. But it's incredible how the way the Bitcoin and Ethereum, they move, it's so technical. It's always the 60% retracements. But again, that's, I did trading a long time ago. I don't want to get into that. All right, but in terms of what we're doing, the wallet's going to get a facelift pretty soon. We're getting all the final details into the game, and yeah, I mean, the dollar version is going to be ready with credit card, with Visa, MasterCard, PayPal. So we are going to be involved in the regular traditional market. We're not going to be able to do all of these percentages and rake backs and all of that in that version because it's too expensive. Now, what we are going to do is somehow tie the two platforms in to where people that play in the dollar platform, if we bring them into the crypto platform, we're going to reward them somehow. Maybe take their dollars from there and bring them over here and say, look, bring your dollars over here, we'll turn them into NLC, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we want to do.
Cool. Excellent.
All right. Hey, appreciate this opportunity to communicate. I know, everybody's got stake now. I understand that, and it's a lot of responsibility, so we have to communicate. I understand that also. We've got a big team of people, but in this world, it's all virtual, and it's a very good team, and everybody's committed, and we're doing our job, and I don't know what else to say, except we're doing our job, we're coming out, the platform's going to be able to withstand 100,000 simultaneous sessions. We've got, one of the hottest coins on the planet right now. So, I mean, that enough, it has to be a draw, and it will be. So that's the tool that we all have. We can eat. I mean, you're going to run into people, I don't play fantasy, or I don't know any of that. Hey, it doesn't matter. Do you like, you like to make money? you know anything about crypto? Yeah, I heard about Bitcoin. Well, here's, crypto on steroids, a baby crypto. So that's it.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, we'll probably do another one next week and just keep them going. This is awesome.
Definitely. We got to do it. I got a lot of information coming out. We're going to put a timeline on the website, and that way we'll be able to kind of keep track of everything, because there's other sports that are going to follow.
Perfect. All right. Take care, Rafael.
Have a good day.
Later.